A better route. Chapter 109. It was an all-out race to try and reach Gaara before it was too late. When Gaara's siblings and his friends had woken up and he was nowhere to be seen, it didn't take long to figure out someone had gotten him while he was knocked out. Luckily, they'd planned for something like this way in advance. Back when Jiraiya was still alive and they'd first found out about the Akatsuki coming after the tailed beasts, they'd put a seal on all 4 remaining Jinchurikis they had access to while they were at the Falls of Truth. This seal would allow the wearer to be located at any time by using a matching seal that would send small shocks to whoever had it when you got closer to its brother seal. Nothing painful, just enough to let you know you're going in the right direction. Temari had Gaara's matching seal currently, and could feel the little shocks increasing as she got closer to her brother. Based on the times they'd run tests with the seal, Temari guessed they were about 5 miles out. We've got a little more than 20 minutes before we get to wherever they've got Gaara. Does anyone have some kind of medical experience in case he's hurt? Sakura and Tenten both had a little. Lady Tsunade taught all of the girls some of the more basic stuff. I think that between Tenten and I we could keep him alive until we got him to a real hospital with some more experienced mednines. Temari thanked God for that. Good, because I've got no idea what kind of state he's going to be in when we find him. When dealing with the Akatsuki, you really want to be prepared for the worst. Before long they came up on a small cave and Temari's scroll went crazy. He's gotta be in there. Be careful, I really don't know what to expect once we go inside. They rushed into the dark gloomy cave and saw Gaara hovering in the air with some kind of massive statue sucking something out of his body. Sakura could see he didn't look good. Gaara-kun. A couple of Zetsu's clones seemed to be overwatching over the process and noticed immediately when Sakura came in. Seriously Pinky, calm down. It'll be done in a few seconds and then he's all yours. We just need to get Shikaku from him. Sakura figured that's what he'd been kidnapped for. She remembered Naruto saying his mother had survived the extraction of the 9-tailed fox, so she was hopeful Gaara could survive losing Shikaku as well. Zetsu wasn't lying either. In just 5 seconds the statue stopped sucking out Gaara's tailed beast and let him fall to the ground. Sakura and Tenten sprinted over and started to try and stabilize his condition. One of the Zetsu clones turned to the other. Well, that's it for us. Do we just head out now or what? The other Zetsu shrugged. I guess, not like we've got anything better to do. Does Leader Sama know we're coming? The first Zetsu nodded. Yeah, but she's hurt pretty bad. It's gonna take a lot out of here just to summon the statue back there. The second Zetsu gulped. Hell, we'd better get back there then. The 2 Zetsus sank into the ground along with the statue. Shikamaru had heard the entire conversation and mumbled, interesting. Over with Sakura and Tenten, Gaara was barely breathing. We've gotta get moving now. Kankuro-kun, can you get Salamander in here so that me and Sakura can ride on his back and keep Gaara alright? Kankuro was of course going to do it. Sure thing Tenchan, just give me a second. On the back of Salamander, Sakura and Tenten kept Gaara alive until they got back to the hidden sand. Gaara woke up very suddenly. Shikaku. Sakura was by his bed. Calm down Gaara-kun, you need to rest. Gaara was breathing heavily, but I can't feel Shikaku with me anymore. Did the Akatsuki actually do it? Sakura tried to reassure him. Yes they did, but it's okay now. You're safe and you never really needed Shikaku to be Kage level anyways. That didn't comfort Gaara, but this means the Akatsuki are one-tailed beast closer to their goal. Sakura had almost forgotten. Well Gaara-kun, that might not be a problem. The Akatsuki are their last legs. It looks like this nightmare might finally be over. Gaara leaned back on his hospital bed and sighed. I pray that is true Sakura-chan, I really do. Thanks to the poles Naruto was able to trace the source of Pain's chakra incredibly fast. Of course he'd gotten Conan and Karen before he tracked Pain down so that they could both see him. Naruto found him in a small cave and when he entered Pain was hooked into some kind of strange device. The moment they walked in and he saw Conan, Nagato scoffed. What are you doing here traitor? Conan ignored the traitor remark. Nagato, are you a light? How have you been getting around without my help? Nagato scowled. My paths have been able to get me where I need to go just fine, until this boy destroyed them, that is. I must say, Naruto, it appears as though you may be our sensei's greatest student after all. Please Naruto, don't be as foolish as our sensei. We must bring peace to this world at all costs. There is no non-violent way to end the wars of this cursed world. Naruto pulled a small book from his pocket. It's funny you would say that, because you didn't always believe that. Looks like you've lost the most important part of finding peace in this world. Nagato looked at novel in his hands. That's Jiraiya's book, it can't be. Naruto flipped through the book. It's his greatest work in my opinion, The Tale of Gutsy Ninja. There's one line in this book I love more than all others. Do you know what it is? Nagato couldn't believe it. You don't mean? Naruto began, more important than finding peace. Nagato finished, is the ability to always believe peace can be achieved. Naruto put the book back in his pocket. You told our sensei that years ago. Those words inspired him so much he put them into the book that he had so much faith would change the world. The hero of that book's name is Naruto. You may have lost your faith in this world, but I haven't lost mine, Nagato. You're an Uzumaki just like me, and that makes you family. I'm not going to abandon my family. Karen stepped up. I'm an Uzumaki as well. We're the last of our line, Nagato. I'm begging you to come back to the leaf with us. Nagato looked like he was in a totally different world. How can I return now, after all of this? Konan walked up to Nagato and put a gentle hand on his cheek. She gave her a gentle smile, right before she slapped him. Snap out of it, Nagato. I loved you, Nagato, and part of me still does. It hurt me a lot when I lost Yahiko, just like it hurt you, but I got over it. I moved on, I found a man I love, and I made a life for myself. All I've seen you do over these past few years is get angry at others and feel sorry for yourself. Damn it, Nagato, this isn't you. Nagato cringed at her words. Please Konan, don't say that. Konan didn't stop. You're being pathetic, Nagato. It's like you've completely spit in the face of everything Jiraiya-sensei did for us. Do you really think having a hard life gave you the right to destroy everyone else's? Nagato screamed, stop talking. Without thinking, he fired one of his metal stakes with Konan standing right in front of him. Konan was launched into a wall with stakes sticking out of her stomach and coughing up blood. Nagato got wide-eyed. Oh no. Oh God, no. Naruto pulled the stake out of her but could see she wasn't really breathing. Konan, come on Konan, stay with me. Nagato looked down at the ground. What in the hell have I become? I've gotta make this right. Naruto growled at him, you can't unkill someone, you jerk. Nagato knew that wasn't true. No, there's one thing I can do. One power that the Rinnegan gives me that I can use to bring her back. I have the power over life and death and, although it costs the users his life typically, you can revive the dead. Karen wanted to cry. You mean to bring back Konan you have to die? Nagato nodded. Sorry, but I'm afraid I won't be able to reunite the family. He pulled up his hands and put them together. I've got to give Konan her life back. I owe her that much. A strange purple monster-like mouth rose from the ground and opened up, covering Konan in a green light. As Nagato's hair turned white, Konan's eyes began to flutter open. She quickly realized what was going on. Nagato, what are you doing? Nagato was breathing hard as the jutsu ended. I couldn't let another of my closest friend die by my hand. I'm glad you found someone you love, and I'm glad Jiraiya-sensei has someone to carry on his legacy. I'm counting on both Naruto and Karen to bring honor as to the Uzumakis as their last two members. Thank you all so much for giving me peace in my final moments. With those words he took his last breath. All three people in the room felt a great sadness at his death. Each of them had wanted to save him, but in the end that just wasn't going to happen. They would transport his body to a safe place to be buried at least. That much felt necessary to them. Tuhiya held her stomach and winced in pain. I will not go down like this. Zetsu, I got some important organs hit. Get the operation room ready so that I can get fixed up. Zetsu could see she'd lost a lot of blood. Leader Sama, are you sure you should have summoned the statue like that? You're in a very bad shape and... Tuhiya snapped at him, shut up Zetsu. I wasn't about to let the statue get damaged. We've got to get me healed up so that we can go after the other tailed beasts. Are you sure all of the others were either captured or killed? Zetsu told her, yeah, they're done. Tuhiya, we should try and rebuild the organization a little before we go out and... Tuhiya was done dealing with him, shut the hell up already. You may have Madara's will but you don't have his brain. I'm the one in charge here, don't you dare forget that. I've waited long enough and if I can't get help then I'll just do it myself. Zetsu could see she was getting even more insane than he had been before. Tuhiya, for God's sake calm down. If you don't I'll... Tuhiya wasn't going to let Zetsu so much as finish a sentence. You'll what? You can't kill me, you need me. Your precious Madara is gone and you're not getting him back. That old fool died before he could complete his goal and it's not my fault he planned on using that pathetic little mongrel Pain to revive himself. Pain's gone now and I'm all that's left of the Akatsuki. There's no way to bring Madara back. Zetsu wasn't going to let anyone talk about his master like that. Oh, but there is still one way left to revive Madara. Tuhiya looked surprised. What on earth are you talking about? Zetsu gave her a dark stare. There's still one way to return my master to the land of the living. I've always kept his body close by, all I really need now is start the process. Tuhiya was both shocked and excited. Well, why the hell are you just mentioning this now? Zetsu started to get closer to her. I was hoping just to use Pain once he outlived his usefulness, but it's a little too late for that. Still, it appears that one other person has become far too reckless and it's time for them to step aside. Tuhiya didn't like the way he was looking at her. Zetsu, what exactly are you planning? Zetsu sank into the ground. Please, you let us worry about that. Tuhiya gave a small sigh of relief. For a moment there she thought he was planning to kill her. I'm really not sure how well I could fight back in this state. I mean if he really wanted to Black Zetsu's hand grabbed her by the throat. Slowly he started to disappear and take over her body, much to her despair. Come now Zetsu, there's no need to do this. Black Zetsu didn't agree. You've lost everything that made you a good choice for this organization's leader. If I don't do this now then you're going to destroy this organization. Thank you for your help Tuhiya, part of me is really going to miss you. He took full control over her and forced her hands together. So you're going to use my Rinnegan to bring Madara back? I suppose I should have saw this coming. Looks like I've failed Obito and Wahiko after all. White Zetsu rose from the ground holding a coffin. Whenever you're ready. Black Zetsu gave one last chuckle. It's going to be good to see my master once again. Some kind of monstrous mouth with sharp teeth rose from the ground and opened wide. It covered the coffin in a green light as Tuhiya's body began to shake. Her hair turned white and before long she collapsed onto the ground. Black Zetsu left her lifeless body fall and the mouth of the strange creature returned from where it came. A dark presence now was very apparent in the cave and lid on the coffin opened to reveal a man who had come to feared by every ninja in his generations and a legend to all generations after his. He had no eyes at the moment as he'd given them to someone else, so, my time has finally come. I must say, it's good to be back. Please extract Tuhiya's eyes if you'd be so kind so that I may see again. Zetsu bowed his head to his master. Welcome home, Lord Madara. See you in the next one.